So I'm going to show you how your golf bag can help you improve your backswing and give you more consistency in your game. So welcome back to the Forest of Arden. We are on the par 4 14th, talking about backswing, talking about how to make a more consistent backswing, a more controlled backswing. And as I said there in the intro, how using your golf bag can help you do that. And obviously we're going to get into that shortly. So in this video, you're going to learn how the wrist hinge or wrist set and when it happens is really important. You're going to learn how syncing up your arms and your body can help you control the top of your backswing. And then finally, we're going to give you a really good drill that you can do to help you feel this and work on this during practice. Just before we get into those points, if you're new here, not a subscriber, I would love you to be so. It is absolutely free. 3 videos coming each and every week. Different variety of topics, just helping you play some better golf and enjoy your time on the course a little bit more. Subscription link at the end of the video, and also give it a thumbs up if you did like it and share this video with someone who you think could benefit. So backswing, we all have to make one, we all have to stand there, we all have to move the club away, and we all have to bring the club down to the ball. So how we make the backswing is really important, and we often see lots of commonalities across the good players versus the amateurs, and we're going to work on a few of those things today. So let's give you a couple of examples of the golfers that we're going to address in this video. So you might well be a golfer who feels like your lead arm bends at the top of your golf swing. Now a little bit of bend is fine. Excessive bend is probably going to give you some issues. You might be a golfer who feels like when you finish your shoulder turn, your arms continue to travel. So you get a little bit of a disjointed arm swing and a body swing. Well, we're going to work on those things today, and we're going to get the body and the arms working much more in sync. We're going to get you a much more structured position, and we're going to do it by thinking about when we set our wrists. Now, across the best players in the world, you're going to see early wrist sets and late wrist sets. That's fine. We know that there's the kind of variety of the two. There's a spectrum, if you like. But all too often, I'll see a golfer making a backswing where they don't set the wrists early enough in that backswing. Now, that could be through a number of things. It could be grip pressure too tight. It could be a poor grip, or it's placed too much through the palm of the hand. But ultimately, these golfers set their wrists far too late. And what happens very often is they'll complete their shoulder turn, and then they'll get the club to the end by flexing that lead arm, or they will complete the shoulder turn and the arms will just travel and travel and travel until they've got that full wrist set. And ultimately, they just get a very disjointed arm swing and body swing, and the arms and the body aren't generally working together. What we'd love to have happen is the arms and the body finish their swing at the same sort of time. So we get this nice structured position where everything kind of completes at the same time, and then we're much better prepared to sequence our downswing. So how does your golf bag help you do this? Well, we're going to show you a drill now using that golf bag, which is going to give you some great sensations for what you should be doing in your golf swing. So here's the drill or the exercise. I've taken my golf bag and I've placed it pretty much on my target line, a little bit behind me. Now when I take my starting position, if I move that golf club away with some body rotation, but I don't use any wrist set at all, I'm going to hit the bag pretty low down, probably halfway. If I can use that same rotation, but I can start to use my wrist a little sooner, I can start to miss the bag because I'm narrowing the distance between myself and the golf club by utilising my wrist set a little bit sooner. So this is kind of what I would call a heavy club or a light club. If I take my backswing and I don't use any wrist set at all, the golf club effectively feels relatively heavy because the weight of the club is out this way and it's pulling down on my hands. If I create a wrist set here, the golf club now feels much lighter because the weight of the club head is more above my hands. So those golfers who don't set the wrist quite early will generally have the sensation that the golf club is quite heavy. And often what we see then is the shoulder turn completes early, and then that heavy club then continues to go, and that's why we get this kind of long swing. The lead arm is too bent, and we get that club finishing much later than the shoulders. So this is a great little practice station for you to work at to start to create that earlier wrist set. Once you get to this point here, the arms are folded, the wrist set is completed. So for me to get to the top of my swing, I simply just continue the shoulder turn, and then everything stops in this much more structured position at the end. This will take a little bit of practice as to where this golf bag needs to go, because it will depend on the club that you're using, how far it goes back. I've got myself an 8-iron here, and I just want to create this feeling of using the wrist a little earlier. Just notice when I'm doing that, I'm still rotating. Don't miss the bag by simply just narrowing the arms this way We want to still feel like there's some good width between the grip of the club and my chest, but it's the narrowing of the golf club head with the wrist set that we're after. So can I hit shots this way? Absolutely. We can create that feeling and then go ahead and hit the golf ball. And we should find, as we said at the start, that you're going to get a much more compact position at the top of the golf swing. Should add a little bit more consistency to it, and we should get the arms, the club and the body all synced up a little bit more, working together, and that can only result in better golf shots when you're out on the course. So golf bag, use that in practice to help you if you feel like you're a little bit loose at the top of the swing, it doesn't feel particularly controlled, and you don't feel like you particularly know where in space the club and the hands are. This is a great way to get a bit more control of the club earlier in the golf swing, and ultimately it's going to help you play some better golf when you're out on the course. Thank you very much for watching. Usual stuff is below, comments box down there. There's a like button and there's also that link to subscribe. Give that a click and you'll never miss a video again, and hopefully we can help you play some better golf when you get a chance to get out on the course. Thanks for watching.